Hello, let's dive into the story. I will never look at travel the same way after learning this. In the bustling city of Tokyo, a tale of promise and potential was about to take a dark turn. Lindsay Hawker's life, filled with dreams and aspirations, was on the brink of an unimaginable tragedy. Lindsay Hawker, a beacon of hope and joy, radiated warmth to everyone who crossed her path. Born in 1984, Lindsay's infectious enthusiasm and kind heart made her a cherished presence in Coventry, England. She excelled academically, always eager to learn and grow, and her journey led her to the University of Leeds, where she graduated with honors. Lindsay's thirst for knowledge and passion for life were evident in everything she did. She was not just a student, she was a scholar, always pushing the boundaries of her understanding. After graduation, she sought new experiences and adventures, embracing the world with open arms. Japan, with its rich culture and welcoming people, called to her adventurous spirit. She was drawn to its history, its traditions, and its people. Teaching English in Japan was more than a job for Lindsay. It was a chance to connect with a new culture, to share her knowledge and learn from others. She embraced her life in Tokyo, exploring its bustling streets and serene temples, immersing herself in the vibrant urban life and the tranquil moments of reflection. Her letters home were filled with wonder and excitement, detailing her adventures and the beauty she found in everyday moments. But amidst the beauty and excitement, a dark shadow loomed. Unbeknownst to Lindsay, a sinister presence was about to shatter her world, leading to a tragic and unforeseen turn of events. I remember my own time teaching abroad, the thrill of new experiences and the joy of connecting with students. It's heartbreaking to think that someone like Lindsay, who shared that same passion, faced such a tragic fate. In this video, we will delve into the disturbing case of Tatsuya Ichihashi, but with a fresh perspective. We will explore the psychological and societal factors that may have driven him to commit such a heinous act, and how understanding these elements can help us prevent future tragedies. Join us as we uncover unique insights and analysis into this chilling case and discuss ways to protect the dreams and lives of those who seek to explore the world. Japan, a land of contrasts, welcomed Lindsay with open arms. She found a home in a modest apartment in Ichikawa, Chiba Prefecture. Her days were filled with the rewards of teaching and the joys of discovering Japanese culture. She wrote of the beauty of cherry blossoms, the tranquility of ancient temples, and the kindness of the people. Her students adored her. Her colleagues respected her. Lindsay had found her rhythm in a city that pulsated with a life she was eager to embrace. Unbeknownst to her, danger lurked in the shadows, waiting for a moment to strike. Fate can be a cruel puppet master. For Lindsay, it came in the form of a chance encounter outside a Tokyo coffee shop. He was a young Japanese man named Tatsuya Ichihashi. He approached Lindsay, feigning interest in English lessons. Lindsay, ever compassionate, agreed to help. She saw a student in need, not a monster in disguise. She agreed to meet him for a lesson, unaware that this encounter would seal her fate. Tatsuya Ichihashi was an enigma. Born in 1979, he came from a respectable family. His father, a prominent doctor, had high hopes for his son, but Tatsuya struggled to find his place in the world. He drifted from one pursuit to another, a lost soul seeking direction. Beneath his unremarkable exterior, darkness festered. He harbored a sinister obsession with young foreign women. He spent hours sketching disturbing images, a window into his twisted psyche. Tatsuya was a predator in waiting, and Lindsay tragically would become his prey. The Vanishing, March 25, 2007. Lindsay left her apartment, heading to meet Tatsuya for what she believed was an English lesson. She promised her roommate she wouldn't be long. Hours turned into a night of agonizing silence. Lindsay didn't return. Her friends and colleagues frantically tried to reach her. Her phone went straight to voicemail. Panic set in. Lindsay, the ever-reliable, the ever-cheerful Lindsay, had vanished. A gruesome discovery. The investigation began immediately. Police quickly focused on Tatsuya Ichihashi. He had been the last person to see Lindsay alive. When they arrived at his apartment, a chilling sight awaited them. Through the window, they saw a large, sand-filled bathtub on the balcony. Horror gripped their hearts as they made their way inside. There, buried in the sand, they found Lindsay's lifeless body. She had been brutally murdered, her body bearing the marks of a struggle. The scene was a nightmare. Tatsuya, however, was gone. A nation in shock, a family shattered. News of Lindsay's murder sent shockwaves through Japan and beyond. The brutal nature of the crime, committed against a young woman who had come to Japan seeking adventure and cultural exchange, shook the nation to its core. For Lindsay's family, the news was unbearable. Their beloved daughter, their shining star, was gone. They traveled to Japan, desperate for answers, yearning for justice. Their grief was palpable, their determination unwavering. They would not rest until Lindsay's killer was brought to justice. The Phantom of Japan. Tatsuya Ichihashi became Japan's most wanted man. His face, plastered on wanted posters across the country, became a symbol of fear and outrage. The police launched a massive manhunt, determined to bring him to justice. But Tatsuya was like a phantom, vanishing into thin air. He was aided by his knowledge of the country and his ability to blend in. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, months into years. The trail ran cold, hope dwindled. But Lindsay's family never gave up. They continued to fight for justice, their resolve unbreakable. A killer's twisted transformation. While on the run, Tatsuya Ichihashi took drastic measures to evade capture. He knew that his freedom depended on his ability to remain unrecognizable. He became a master of disguise, altering his appearance through painful DIY surgery. This wasn't just a simple change of clothes or a new hairstyle. It was a complete overhaul of his physical identity. He cut off moles, reshaped his nose, and even tried to change the shape of his lips. Each cut, each alteration, was a step further into his new, twisted identity. His transformation was a testament to his desperation, a physical manifestation of his guilt and fear. The pain he inflicted on himself was a reflection of the torment within. He documented his life on the run in a chilling memoir, a disturbing window into the mind of a fugitive haunted by his past. The pages were filled with his thoughts, his fears, and his relentless pursuit of freedom. He wrote of his remorse, his shame, his fear. Each word was a cry for redemption, yet it was clear that he was trapped in a cycle of guilt and evasion. But his words rang hollow, drowned out by the enormity of his crime. The world saw him as a monster, and no amount of self-inflicted pain or written remorse could change that perception. His transformation, both physical and emotional, was a dark journey into the depths of human desperation and the lengths one would go to escape justice. Justice at last. After 2.5 years on the run, Tatsuya Ichihashi's luck ran out. His face had become synonymous with fear and evasion, plastered on wanted posters and news reports across the nation. The public was on high alert, and the authorities were relentless in their pursuit. A tip from the public led to his capture in Osaka. It was an ordinary citizen who recognized him, proving that sometimes justice is a collective effort. The police acted swiftly, following the lead with precision and determination. He had been working menial jobs, constantly looking over his shoulder, a prisoner of his past. Every day was a gamble, every interaction a potential threat. He lived in the shadows, haunted by the crime he committed and the life he took. His trial was a media sensation. Cameras flashed, reporters jostled for position, and the public watched with bated breath. The courtroom was packed, every seat filled with people eager to see justice served. The world watched as he finally faced justice for his heinous crime. The judge's gavel echoed through the room, a symbol of the long-awaited reckoning. The victim's family sat in the front row, their faces a mix of sorrow and resolve. He pleaded guilty to charges of rape resulting in death and unlawful disposal of a body. His admission was a stark contrast to the years of denial and evasion. The legal documents were signed, and the handcuffs clicked shut, marking the end of his freedom. He expressed remorse, blaming his actions on a moment of madness. His voice wavered as he spoke, but the courtroom remained unmoved. The crime scene photos were a grim reminder of the brutality of his actions, overshadowing any claims of regret. But his words rang hollow in the face of such a senseless and brutal crime. The evidence was overwhelming, and the impact on the victim's family was immeasurable. Their pain and loss were palpable, a stark contrast to his hollow apologies. In 2011, Tatsuya Ichihashi was sentenced to life in prison. The sentence was a culmination of years of investigation, legal battles, and emotional turmoil. News reports covered the conviction extensively, marking the end of a dark chapter. It was a bittersweet victory for Lindsay's family. They had fought tirelessly for justice, and now it was finally served. Yet the victory was tinged with sadness, as no sentence could ever bring back their beloved daughter. Justice had been served, but it wouldn't bring their daughter back. The empty bedroom, the somber mood, and the lingering grief were constant reminders of their loss. They left the courthouse with heavy hearts, knowing that while justice was achieved, their lives would never be the same. Scars that remain. The murder of Lindsay Hawker left an indelible mark on all who knew her story. It shattered the illusion of safety in a country known for its low crime rate. It highlighted the vulnerability of foreigners navigating a new culture. Lindsay's legacy, however, is one of courage and compassion. Her tragic death sparked a conversation about safety, cultural understanding, and the importance of remembering the victims. Her family, through their tireless pursuit of justice, became a symbol of strength and resilience. Lindsay's light may have been extinguished, but her memory continues to shine brightly. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with more stories like this. And let's go!